welcome back. Today we're going to go over Double XP Weekend from September 12th to September 16th. Now, we're going to be covering a lot on this on experience and what you're going to need for gaining experience and getting those buffs up. So this is going to be quite a bit. So just hang in there and we're going to get through it together. But before we start that, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to this video and maybe even give it a like. And don't forget to turn them notifications on so you never miss a video from me. But now that we got that out of the way, let's move forward. Now, I know it seems like it's a lot, and it does look like a lot, but it's not that bad when you actually sit here and you get used to doing this all the time. It'll become natural. But there's a lot of things that you're going to have to think of. Either you're going to be a herbivore or you're going to be a carnivore. Herbivore, you're going to have to rely on plants. Carnivore, you're going to rely on meats. Now, Herbivore is going to be getting a nerf here soon in the next update or two, but we don't know when yet. But it's coming. Carnivore will end up being probably the top one after that. So if you build a build new, it's up to you how you want to go. So some of the biggest things you're going to want is berry mint tats, your lunch boxes. Try to get your leader bobbleheads. If not, intelligent bobbleheads can work. You can always check player vendors or maybe do some trading. If you do trading, always use a courier. Now, the foods, like I said, it's going to depend on what foods that you're going to go for. Herbivore, you're going to want that cranberry relish, the brain bombs, and live and love 3s. Now, for the carnivores, you're going to want the tasty squirrel, the broiled scorched beast brains, the backwoodsman 6. If not backwoodsman 6, the live and love 8s are great. If you can't do tasty squirrels, you can always get canned meat stews. There's a lot of alternatives to getting the XP and getting the buffs that you need pretty easy and pretty cheap. Now, for allies, you got Leo and you got Steve. It just depends on if you have them unlocked. I know you could unlock them for gold bullion. I'm not sure if you still can. I believe you could. Now, your perk cards, you're always going to want to make sure you have high intelligence, and you're always going to want your strange in numbers to help take away some of them, mutation side effects. Now, a lot of people like to do is they like to take a mutation, and that way it takes away the debuff, and it just gives you the straight positives. It is an expensive way of doing it, but it gives you a whole hour of doing it. And you can use that with your bobbleheads, but with bobbleheads and magazines, you're going to make sure you have Curator on. And it's just a 1 in a card, and it's under luck. You make sure you have Curator. That way you get double the time for your magazines and double time from your bobbleheads. Another thing is you're going to want to make sure that you have your inspiration ranked out of 3. That is a big important one, because when you are on a team, which you're going to want to be on a casual public team because you get more for that. When you're on the team, you get more intelligence, which gives you the experience. Now you see on the others, you have Path to Enlightenment, Zeta Invaders, and that. Those are if you don't have the Sacred Mothman Tome, and if you don't have, the Live and Love 8s or the Backwoodsman 6. Those are other magazines that you can use that'll just give you a little bit more buff. Now, for chems, like I've said, the Berry Mint Tats is a plus. Now, the Nuka-Cola Twist, you're going to want to make sure if you use that you have the Nuka card, the Nuka-Cola card, totally maxed out. If not, it's not going to stack with everything else. So make sure you have that maxed out. So that way the Nuka-Cola Twists, if you have them, will stack. You can go around, try to buy them from player vendor, or you can put down the Nuka-Cola Collectron and collect them that way. And you can also find them around in the world in Nuka-Cola machines and containers. Now, camp items, the Mechanical Derby game, the Sacred Mothman Tome, those are definitely 2 you're going to want for sure. The Sacred Mothman Tome, if you did not get it from the event, you can probably find it in a player's vending or probably trade for it. Like I said, try to use a courier to trade because there are a lot of scammers, and always check that scammers list. Now, we've already went through Curator and Class Freak. You're going to definitely want Class Freak maxed out so that way your mutations aren't getting messed with. Night Person, make sure you check your Pit Boy. And in your Legendary Intelligence, max rank at 5. Make sure you go in your Legendary cards and take that Intelligence and max it out. Same thing so with your Special. Max it out. This is so you have an XP build. So you can always go and just have that as your second build, on your loadout. Now this one's just a little bit more for the carnivore on the meat. You can see like the broiled brains, the tasties. If you don't have them, you can use the owl nuggets and canned meat stews. And those times that you can kind of see are the same. So just a little, if you can't get one, you can use the other. Owl nuggets are really easy to get. I have a video on that. If you would like to learn, you can just check it out. I can put a link in the description. Now let's move forward to the actual videos, and now let's go on more in depth of getting everything now and getting it done. So one of the things that we're going to first start off with is the military cryo freezer. This you can get with gold bullion down at the crater. So go to the top of the map and you'll see crater up there. And when you come in here, you'll see Mortimer. Mortimer you can buy lunch boxes from, or the military cryo freezer. You want to make sure you get this so that way while you're doing this, you can put your meats in there and they won't spoil. They'll last a long, long time. Just make sure you have it at your camp and always active. Now the lunch boxes, you can go in and out of here and buy them. Go in, grab 3, go back out, go back in, grab 3 more, go back out. Now you can repeat this over and over again and use all the gold bullion that you have from your treasury notes. So make sure you turn them in every day so that way you can save up to always get lunch boxes if you don't need anything else. Lunch boxes is a very key component on XP. You really want them because they really boost everything pretty much double. And use the emote when you're at an event. When you're using the emote at an event, you can let everybody else know, hey, we're going to do lunch boxes. And if you pop one off, you might be able to get other people to do it too. And that'll help save you your lunch boxes. And then you can rinse and repeat that cycle. So let's move on to getting other things like the scorched pieces and the tasties. So come down to White Springs. You can either go to the military bunker, the White Springs bunker, or you can go to the White Springs service entrance. Now, coming here is where you're going to get your squirrels. This is one that you can farm over and over again in different servers. Just make sure you have Butcher's Bounty on at a 3. That way you have a better chance of getting more than just one squirrel meat, because it takes 2 for a tasty squirrel. So you come over here and you kill these squirrels. I'm going to show you every little spot on here real quick. And this way you can keep this fresh in the back of your mind. And you can always keep up on your tasties. Tasty squirrels are way better than the canned meat stews. You get way more XP. And the buff is way more better. So just come through White Springs. Kill what you have to. Make your way through. And you'll see that we'll get these squirrels on the way. There's quite a few of them. So that is a very good plus for White Springs. But with the Butcher's Bounty, it's not going to proc every time. You have, a good 70% chance of it procting. Coming up over here, we're going to come to our next squirrel. There's one right here. And then there'll be one more up behind these buildings, and that's it for the White Springs. So it's not a bad run. It's 5 squirrels total. So you can get quite a bit of them. Then you go to another server and just do it again. Now this squirrel can be back and forth. Just make sure you get to it before the ghouls do. Now coming to the General Steakhouse is where you can get your tatos. And this way you can go ahead and make your squirrels. Well, you're going to need salt. And I'm going to show you a good spot to get salt. But this is where you can get your tatos. And you can go ahead and put them in your cryo if you need to, and put them up until you can make them, or just hurry up and run to these spots. But before you get your Tatos, make sure you turn on Green Thumb. That way you can get a lot more. You can get 2. Every one you pick is a tasty squirrel. So 2, 2, 2, and 2. Now let's move forward to getting the salts. You're going to always need salt. So Roland Labor Camp has a very good spot for salt. It's really easy to get to. I mean, you just literally can just run right up to it if you want to not pay attention to the enemies. But right on the outside, you'll come up here to the scaffolding in the front of the building. If you've been down here for Beckett, you know this door that takes you in for Beckett. Right beside it is a stand. And on this stand is 4 salts. Now, this used to be where you could just server hop it and just grab it again, server hop it, grab it again, as long as nobody picked it. But I'm not sure if they've changed that. So you might have to reset your pick spawn, or just that's something you can keep up to. Now, these spots I'm showing you right now are all the fissure sites that you can go to for scorch pieces. There's quite a few of them, so there's a lot to pick from. But before you do, make sure you put Butcher's Bounty on. So that way, when you kill a scorch piece, you have that good chance of getting that double brain. Because you want them brains so you can cook them and get them broiled. So if you can get 2, and then if you can get your super duper to proc again, there you go. Boom. You got 4 brains. That is really good. That's 2 hours worth of gameplay. So just remember to always have super duper on too when you're crafting all your stuff. Everything is very vital to have more of in this game, because we all know it likes to make sure, well, Todd likes to make sure that you keep yourself busy by basically just scrounging. Now, the Mothman Tome is another one. You're going to want to make sure you get that buff going. And once you get this buff going, go ahead and get on your bed and get your other buff going. Because you're going to want your rested and you're going to want your Mothman Tome. And that way you'll have your XP all nice and topped out. Like I said, make sure you have all your cards right, all your foods going, have your mutations right, and you'll be all right. Now, I hope this video really helped you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know it was long, but I really appreciate you guys sticking through it. And that's all I really have for you. So like always, you be safe out there, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy.